We want to, again, show you this video and tell you that it might be disturbing. This is the new video today out of Minneapolis. It came out just this afternoon. It's showing the ICE officer's perspective in Minneapolis in the moments leading up to that fatal shooting of 37-year-old Renee Good in Minneapolis. It is video the agent himself, Jonathan Ross, appears to be recording on his own cell phone.
Dude, I'm not mad at you.
Show your face.
I'm not mad at you.
It's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Oh!
DHS and the White House saying that this video proves the officer acted in self-defense. Many disagree with that conclusion. What truly happened should be sorted out in an investigation, but local authorities have been blocked as the FBI takes full control now of the evidence. Joining us tonight, King 5 law enforcement analyst, former King County Sheriff John Urquhart. First, this new video out of Minneapolis in which we see the officer recording apparently with his cell phone, and there's quite a bit in the exchange there. What do you see?
Well, I don't see anything that's really definitive. He's walking around the car. He talks to Renee Good, the victim. It's a decent conversation. She's saying, I don't have any beef with you. Walks around to the back of the car, interacts with what appears to be Renee's wife, who is also videotaping him, comes to the front of the car, and then the video cuts out. So obviously something happened after that.
I think for a lot of people, what stands out is sort of the dialogue. I think her last words were, I'm not mad at you, I'm not mad at you. And then we hear the officer firing his shots, and after that, calling her, quoting now, an effing B, after her car's crashing. That whole exchange, what is going on there?
It's very weird, because clearly they were interacting fine. There was no particular problem. But then that other pickup truck, that ICE pickup truck, pulls up. Two people get out. That officer's also using the F word, telling her to get out of the car, puts his hand on the door handle, and that's kind of when she panics and wants to leave. You can see her wheels turn to the right, so she goes into reverse, turns to the right, clearly trying to get away. Apparently, the shooting officer is still at least towards the front, over to the side, clearly to the driver's side. One shot is fired there, and then the next thing is, per the video, he is at her passenger window and fires two more shots into her at that point in time. So he's in the clear then when the last two shots are fired.
We've heard a lot of discussion about ICE agents. They've ramped up all across the country, about them fearing for their safety as they engage with civilians. This officer was using his own phone as a recording device. And if there is that much fear, and that's not to say that there is or isn't, why aren't they all wearing body cameras?
Well, that's a real good question. You know, they're a police agency now doing urban police work. Police departments across the country all have body cameras. That's just, they give them handcuffs and give them body cameras.
So why aren't they wearing it?
Good question. I don't know. They've got the money to do it. That clearly is not an issue. They should have body cameras. If they're going to do this type of police work, they should have body cameras. Think about how much we would know now if all the officers involved had body cameras.
And with all of these questions around transparency, it seems like an obvious direction to move so that we can, again, with our own eyes, see what is actually happening with all of these engagements.
That's exactly right. Now we've got a questionable investigation by Department of Justice that's aced out, has kicked out the state of Minnesota and their joint investigation. Very, very, very unusual. That just doesn't happen, but it did in this particular situation. So how do we believe when the investigation is all done, whatever the conclusions are?
Do you think that we should give the Department of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, the FBI, the benefit of the doubt, or do you think this is going to lack transparency?
There was a time when I would give the federal government the benefit of the doubt every single time. Now I would not do it, based, if nothing else, just what was said yesterday by the President, the Vice President, the Speaker of the House, and by Kristi Noem. you can't trust them. You cannot trust them. Either they lied, or they misspoke, or they were giving bad information. Regardless, the information that they put out was wrong. Clearly wrong. We've got to believe our own eyes.
Well, and regardless of the information, there's been no full investigation, so none of the information should be conclusive. It can't be conclusive. There's been no investigation that's been completed.
That's exactly right.
That's just common sense.
And yet they were coming to their own conclusions less than 2 hours after the shooting. It's beyond the pale.
Yesterday, when you were here at this time, you called this a watershed moment. Explain why you think that's what this is.
I think it is because you've got so much of this on video. You've got a very, very sympathetic victim, a U.S. citizen, a woman, a Christian, married with 3 kids. She's just a sympathetic victim, which means this story is not going to go away. Compare that to Portland. You've got 2 gang members. I'll certainly believe that they are Venezuelan gang members. We don't know what happened down there. That still needs to be looked into. They were here illegally. They're not kind of the same as we have with Renee Good. She's going to be, I think, this situation, because people are so fed up with what ICE is doing in this country, it will be a watershed moment. People are going to remember her and what happened.
More sympathetic, do you think, because she's not a person of color?
Yes. I think so. That's unfortunate, but take it a step further. She's also not illegal. She's also not a gang member. So there's that as well.
But an everyday citizen out there trying to help her community.
Just an everyday citizen, that's exactly right, who had her own beliefs.
Cannot thank you enough for taking the time these last few days to be with us, to help us just understand what's actually happening with our legal system as this all plays out. Thank you.
You bet.